Looker Studio is a free Google tool that will take your spreadsheet. It could be a Google Sheet, it could even be Microsoft Excel, and it turns it into an interactive dashboard. Instead of sharing the whole sheet, you can just share a view so people can filter it, they can search inside of it, they can get links from your spreadsheet, but they're never changing your data. They're never seeing your actual spreadsheet. I'm Allison. I'm a K through 5 technology teacher in Macon, Georgia, and I have over 800 students and see 42 different classes. And I learned about Looker Studio last year and saw how much it could help me when I'm trying to share information with a lot of teachers and with other people, but doing it in a simple way for them so they could see everything. And with the help of ChatGPT, I have figured it out to work for me, and I wanted to share. I use Looker Studios in several ways. I've made an enrichment schedule for the teachers in my school that they can see when they're supposed to come to enrichments. They go to 7 different enrichments, again, 42 different teachers. They can open up Looker Studio and can go to today's enrichment. They can search their name and see what enrichment they go to that day and the time. I have this where I can go in and find myself and put today's date in, and I can see all of the people who are coming to me, their names and their times. I have it where it's taken all of the data that we might have special things happening. I give this to them at the beginning of the year so they can see these are all the special occasion dates that we might have coming up that they need to mark their calendar and see what's happening. So there's no confusion. They always have one place to go and they search for everything without affecting other people's view of the spreadsheet. And they never see my spreadsheet, which could be very overwhelming and confusing. This is an example of a little spreadsheet that I put together so you can be able to share all of what you're doing with people, but not let them see everything. You can take a spreadsheet like this and then go to lookerstudio.google.com and you create your own report. Come here and press blank report, and then you're going to connect whatever spreadsheet you're using. For me, I use Google Sheets, but you can see here that Microsoft Excel is here as well. I'm going to click Google Sheets, and then it has a list of all my spreadsheets, and I can even search or see more items here. But this is the top one that I was working on. And then this is the name of my tab. You can connect more. Use your AI helper to help you walk through it and teach you how to do it. And it's going to open up a blank table. Once you're here, don't get overwhelmed. Again, use your AI helper to walk you through. I'm going to go to add a chart, and I want to use a table. And I clicked that, and I'm going to come in here and draw my table out and spread it out. When you do that, you can see over here we have setup and style. We want to be in the setup, and you can see my data source is my lesson plan example, and then we're adding dimensions. We're adding different areas of data that we want to pull from. Right now, it automatically defaulted and added week, which is that first column, and I do want week. Then I'm going to press add dimension, and when I do that, I see the other columns in my spreadsheet. And so I want grade. I'm going to click again, add dimension. I want lesson. I'll click again and add lesson description. That's all I want to be able to share with people. That's it. Then I can come here to make it a little bit easier to see. I can click those 3 dots and resize my column to fit data. Over here is record count. I don't need that. So scroll down, that's right here. Click that X. Here is my general information. But if you want people to be able to search and to filter, then we're going to add a control. So right up here, we're going to click drop down list on the top and put this right here on the top. The default goes to week, that first one. So if I want them to search to week, I can, or I could come right over here. That's the control field. And I can click on this and I could choose another one. I want to keep it as week, but I want another filter as well. I'm going to come up here to add a control, drop down list. I'm going to add it here. And the next one is grade. I do want them to filter by grade. I'll keep that there. But then maybe we want a search where if I want to know when am I teaching copying and pasting, or when am I teaching this? So we want to add a search. So what we'll do is come up to add control and click input box. So that means they can actually type inside. It's a little bit a different size. And now we want to say, well, what are we going to search? Are we going to search lesson name, or do we want to search lesson description or grade, whatever? So I'm going to come right here And over on control field, I'm going to click this, and I really want to choose for lesson description, where they're going to be searching. I also want to go down below, and I'm going to look for what type of thing are we looking for. I don't want it to equal, I just want it to contain a word. And then I'm going to click right here, and I know I can search for something like the word copy is in there. I'm going to click, and there it goes, and it shows up. So I know that works. But I don't want lesson description to be right up there. I want them to know that they can search for a topic. So come right over here, and it says lesson description. But when I hover, I can see that pencil. I'll click there, and I'm going to type in search for topic. And I know it's data, and I can see that that works. We can now add directions or a title. I can go up here and click that text box, and I come up here and draw this in, and I can add my title. I can highlight all of this and come over and change the font color. If you have a certain hex code that you like, that you have for your class, you can add that there and customize it to fit your style. You can change the font size. So I can click the arrows, but I could also come in and I could type in what I want. But let me make sure I am highlighting that. There we go. And I can come here and choose a different font. They don't have a lot of fonts for you to choose from, so you can choose what you want and it will change it. You can align it. You can even add a link there. All sorts of things. If you wanted to put directions on there, like I put on mine, you can do that. On this one, I made this in Canva as an image, and I inserted the image. But then this is a text box, so I just added that text box. When you go over to style, you can go down here and you can change all of the colors. When you come down here, scroll down, and you can change all of this and make it custom to what you want it to look like. I would suggest that you use ChatGPT to help walk you through that. When you want to reset, you can just click this button right up here to reset. When you want to share it with people, you would click share, click here, and then you can make it public for people and make sure it's only for viewer. You never want someone to be able to edit it. You just want them to be able to view. If you only want it with someone within your organization, then you can put that here. But maybe you put it on your lesson plans, then you can put it as unlisted, and then they can only get the link from you. Then you press save, and then you can copy that link, and then those people would only get the view image. So again, that view is this, and then those people would only get the view option. This is the view option. That is a brief look at Looker Studio in action. It lets you share a clean, searchable view of your data without sharing your spreadsheet. So teachers can see what's helpful, and you get to keep what's private, and everything stays updated automatically. When you change something in your spreadsheet, the view on Looker Studio will update as well. My key takeaway is don't let Looker Studio overwhelm you. It took me a while to figure it out, but with the help of ChatGPT, it gave me the confidence to figure it out and make it work. And now my life works a whole lot smoother because of this tool.